So the current session will be clinical analysis report and visualization assembling in with Carver package. So the presenter will be Smriti Anand and Aravind Reddy. Smriti is a senior statistical data scientist at Pfizer, and currently she's focused on using open source technologies to add value to clinical analysis and submissions. And the presenter of the session is Aravind Reddy. He's a senior statistical data scientist at Pfizer. So over to you, Aravind and Smriti.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Smitha. Yeah, thanks for the introduction. I'll kick this off with sharing my screen. So as Smitha mentioned, the topic is clinical analysis report and visualization Ensemble in R, which is nothing but the name of the R package that we have built. And we both work at Pfizer. So during this time, we've worked on this R package that's available on the open source. So that's what we are going to present about. So first, like a very high level background of what this is. Our aim with this was to develop an open source tool and a package to generate for clinical trials, specifically certain commonly identified reports and figures for analysis, and so that they're ready for regulatory submissions, the FDA, EMA, whoever it may be. Generally, we work towards the FDA. So initially it started, this is our current aim, but initially this started out with a very specific aim to just kind of do one interactive plot of like adverse events and safety data sets. And in that, we were working with a Phuse working group, and that was a collaboration with the American Statistical Association and the FDA as well. But we moved beyond that, and currently we're working as an independent package, which is hosted on Pfizer open source, and that's called Carver, and we're recognized by CDISC Open Source Alliance, COSA, as being one of the open source projects that focus on implementing CDISC, that's the clinical data interchange statistical standards, to drive innovation within this CDISC clinical trial community using the open source. So let me just get into what all of this really means, what the aim of it is. And just a high level on, for those who are familiar with the clinical trials analysis results, this will be quite straightforward. But, even if not, generally the point of having like analysis results is that it gives us this access to a huge amount of data at once, and we're able to make inferences all together. So in this, in the submission part of this industry, we have a lot of rigid standards already for, data standards for the study data and the analysis data, but we have very little standards when it comes to the actual result that we're submitting as well across industry. Everybody does slightly different things. Each pharma company, each organization delivers their results a little differently. So there is some value to standardizing analysis results. A lot of people are trying to do it. CDISC, a lot of organizations are trying to do that as well. Different ways to do it. So there's a lot of value to going towards standardizing these analysis results. And one way is to identify what the industry does in common and to kind of have that out in the open source. And the technical part of that would be to try to classify these analysis reports as much as possible into, therapeutic areas. Is it a vaccine? Is it an oncology study? Is it a general study? And what are the endpoints? And then in terms of programming to fix, certain parameters to generate these analysis, like the treatment, the grouping, and the analysis variable, to make these classifications quite dynamic, so that we don't have to change too much between result to result and company to company. And so that will essentially allow us to using R to identify and automate this link between our report and the input data, which is the aim of any reproducible programming, especially when we're making these regulatory submissions or proposing that you use something for clinical review. So that was the aim behind creating a package in a standard way, and in terms of bringing it into a Shiny application and having interactive graphs come in as well, which is not generally a part of submissions, but we'd like it to be. So moving on to what is required for the app is our input data, as I was saying, for the Shiny app and for the package is input data, which follows SDTM and ADAM implementation guide standards by the CDISC. We have some domain-specific requirements as well. That depends on which domain it is. If it's adverse events, we have adverse events guidelines to be followed. And what we referenced was the FDA's table listing figures integrated guide, therapeutic area user guides, and CDISC standards for adverse events and other domains, as I was saying. And for testing purposes, in the rShiny app that's part of the package, we have CDISC pilot data preloaded so that the user is able to explore it. Move it to Aravind to talk about the methods.
Thank you, Smriti. Hello, everyone. This is Aravind. So I'll be focusing on going through the technical aspects of the Carver application that we are placed in the open source in R. So we have these packages that have been extensively used for developing our application, Carver application. So first we have used tidyverse, which is a very widely used package for data wrangling. We have used dplyr, ggplot, all the packages that are present in tidyverse. We have used R Markdown for generating the reproducible reports in PDF and HTML format. We have used Flextable and Carver packages. Other packages that have been used are like, so the packages that we have been using are the tidyverse, Flextable, Carver package. The Flextable is a widely used and recommended package by the R in pharma, which helpful in generating the final tables. And with the help of R Markdown, we have generated the final reports in PDF, HTML, and docs formats. For other statistical analysis, the used packages are survival analysis, ggsurvfit packages. For having the reproducibility environment, we have used the R env package, and also have implemented the CI/CD pipelines for making the application production grade. As the Carver application is a Shiny application, we have used the Golem package to make the application production grade. So this is built with a completely modularized approach, which helps users to build, update, remove any modules at any point of time as per the requirements. So currently this application focuses on tables, generating the tables and figures interactively, and have the option to drill down and enable interaction with multiple domains. So this reports have an intermediate data sets that can be downloaded and have a validation for QC. So this Shiny application is easily scalable and distributable, and it can be easily deployed in RStudio Connect. The advantage of having deployed in RStudio Connect or RSC is to have an reproducibility environment. So there is no need for installation of the R environment again and again in every system, which makes the users or the regulatory bodies easy to give the decisions. This is the high level structure of the Carver application. In this we are following 3-stage process. So first stage, we utilize the input data sets as ADAM data sets in SAS7 BTAT format, RDS or XPT. We take that and we do the pre-processing where we do all the filterings of treatments, bivars, everything. And next we do the stage 2 will be includes analysis as in summary analysis, all the categorical numeric analysis, inferential descriptive analysis, and the third stage will be the post-processing. Once the post-processing is done, the output is ready for output generation in PDF, HTML, and docs format. And the output generation that is achieved using R Markdown package. Coming to the outcomes of the Carver application currently generates safety and efficacy reports of demographic summaries, adverse events, some survival analysis, vaccine-related TA graphs, and few generic graphs. These graphs we are able to generate using the R Markdown templates. So the R Markdown templates utilizes the standard code present in the Carver application and able to generate the final reports in PDF and HTML and docs formats. And these reports have been able to save in multiple formats for data QC and validation. The Shiny application, the Carver Shiny application also includes interactive plots, and it has ability to drill down to patient level and explore the data. These are the example reports that have been generated in Shiny application, a data as well as includes a plot. This is from a UI, and this can be downloaded and be opened in PDF and docs formats as well as HTML formats. This is another set of example reports that have been generated in Carver application.
Okay. Yeah. So thanks, Aravind, for going through the outcomes and what exists in the Carver package as of now. So in terms of as Aravind explained, the aim of it is really to have an R package that generates these reports. The Shiny application is simply a part of it. So in the future, what we hope is one of the things is to have this automated capture of input and output at the same time, so we can do a better QC. Yeah. So to add more reports, which are common across the industry, the generic reports are specific to certain therapeutic areas. And really the bigger aim would be, of course, for regulatory submissions, right? So that means either we can generate a big bundle of reports at once, and we've seen this happen with a couple of organizations, and we would like it to happen more in the future, is to make sure that, an R Shiny dashboard or application itself can go as part of a submission package entirely, so that you have access to the whole array of results at once instead of having to regenerate multiple times. And so for all of that, of course, the big picture plan in future would be to attempt to release this package to CRAN for wider usage, and to collaborate with, different variety of users, either across this industry, organizations, individuals, to work on this package together. So can you go to the next slide, Aravind? Yeah. So, so to conclude with this, as we all are, we really like to aim to use open source for regulatory submissions or for clinical review purposes. And this package is customizable, so you can basically, it's available on GitHub right now in the open source as well. And even in the future, you're able to, take it into your own organization, make it specific, change it a little bit, and then use your enterprise server so your data pipeline is secure. And Carver doesn't aim to be exhaustive. So we may never cover all of the, reports, regulatory reports used in industry, but we try to cover a huge amount. And to do that, to explore the scope, what we really need is support and collaboration across the industry. So, that's kind of where I'm going to leave off over here. At any point in time, you can reach out. Next slide, Aravind, because we want this, we want to work together with different players and try to figure out which reports we're doing, what are we all doing together, how can we do it at the same time. So feel free to reach out to myself, Aravind, any of us, if you would like to, learn more about this or work together. And I can put the GitHub link in here as well. Thanks, Aravind, for sharing. And thanks, everyone. Okay. So we do have a couple of, we have a question in here. Are there any pilot projects or vignettes that can be shared? So yeah, I can put the link as I was saying, I can put in the link to the GitHub so you can look at the vignettes. It's a very fast moving package at the moment. I would say, it's still under development, so it's not entirely set. As I said, we're still looking to expand. So yeah, I'll just share the link so you can take a look at what's in there right now.
I have one question. At what stage of clinical, data analysis that you start with Carver?
Right. So at the very end, when you go to submission, right? So during clinical trial, at the end of a trial, or during trial also, we get what we call SDTM and ADAM, study data tabulation model analysis data. These are data standards decided by the Clinical Data Interchange Organization and in collaboration with FDA, EMA, and all of that. So this is at the very end of the trial when you have this analysis data available that we create these analysis results and submit them as part of a submission package. So generally, historically, this has been done in a lot of organizations using SAS. And there are a lot of people now trying to explore whether we can use R, Python, the open source to do that. That's where the package will come in at that last stage.
Thank you, Smriti. That was good.
Yeah. I see another question. Will it be uploaded on Carver?
Yes.
I mean, we hope so at some point. I don't know. We'd like to. It's a long way from it. We have to expand a lot and see which is the best way for a lot of people to use it before we try to move towards that. That's why we want to collaborate on this. Yeah. What are the limitations? That depends. I mean, it's an R package, so it depends on what your organization is looking for. As I said, it doesn't do everything, so you can't expect it to mimic what SAS has been doing for ages, right? It will be different. So I think it's just a matter of adapting to a new way, a different way of doing things, right? And I know there are a lot of packages out there right now, like up and coming as part of Pharmaverse or as part of with CDISC, that are also working on similar things. I think they all occupy different niches. So, yeah.